Hello, welcome. I am so thrilled and proud of you that you've committed to this webinar right now. The three secrets to huge summer business. I'm going to talk about the big profit formula for making summer your new holiday season. It's true. That's what we're going to do today. You see, what I have found is that most people have been feeling just like this gal right here, the summer slump. It seems like everyone is dealing with this right now. Are you? Geez, all through May, and then halfway through June it is already, and I feel like I've been talking to clients and it seems like everyone is in the same exact place. That May wasn't great, or at least not as great as we had hoped and planned for. And June started off slowly, and so I just felt like everybody was feeling like this, and that's the reason why I decided to put this together. Because if I'm finding that across the board, it hit me that I bet you are too. So what I'm going to teach you today is you see this path that I took to reach 2.5 million and have three successful stores. Well, I'm going to teach you these exact steps because I had success for sure, but I lost well over $212,000 along the way, and for me it was a big struggle. It was a big back and forth, a long trudge all the way up. And I got stuck thinking that these summer months were just slow and I had to just struggle through them. And I was wrong. And it's part of the reason why I lost as much money as I had. So that's the reason why I want to show you this, the escalator that I'm going to show you. I want you to take this escalator instead of that trudging back and forth crazy stairwell that I had to climb. So I'm Kathy Donovan Wagner. I am known as the Retail Profit Mentor, and I'm the creator of Retail Mavens. And for the past 16 years, two months and 2 weeks now, I've been working with indie retailers just like you, helping them to stop ignoring their numbers and make more profit and enjoy their lives and get better sleep. I know that you started your business because of this passion that you have and what you love so much, and you wanted to an opportunity to share that with your community, and you just need the tools. And that's exactly what I'm here. That's what hundreds of retailers said that I've helped them do. So it's really wonderful. It's really a blessing. So today I'm going to give you the three secrets to a huge summer business. You're going to learn the exact formula that I've taught my clients. You're going to learn how to sell items at full price so you can keep more profit. How to turn looky-loos into buyers and increase future business, right? Those looky-loos, they just can drain you of energy, can't they? I'm also going to give you one simple little tip to ensure that today's shoppers come back. And it's a question that no one thinks is appropriate. That just cracks me up. I used it all the time. It really helped me a lot. And I'm going to also share with you how to avoid the biggest mistake that retailers make in the summer so that you can finally make some more money. So why now? Why am I going into it? Well, like I started to say before, so it's like the middle of the month now, and I've worked with well over half of my private clients, and I just felt like I kept hearing the same story over and over. It seems like people had struggled with their sales in May and so far in June, and rarely has that happened across the board. And I just felt like everybody was making the same mistakes and missing the same opportunities. And that's when it hit me that I bet you are too. I feel like you might be doing things the way you've always done things, and it's wrong. Okay, but then what's right? And you want to learn, and that's why I'm glad you're here. You see, things are different in the summer, and you must acknowledge that in the way you sell and talk to customers. And the bottom line is, you know that there's more competition than ever before, and we must stand out and be unique to get your share of the sales. And I want to get rid of those crazy band-aids. That's what I want. So is this for you? Well, if you're a retailer who wants more cash in your pocket, this is for you. If you're tired of just looking and want to have strategy to get more summer sales, this is for you. I can remember so clearly a day that I felt if I heard that one more time, I was going to shoot somebody. And if you want to know that your team is on their toes while you're on vacation, this is for you, because what I'm going to teach you, these strategies you can use and you'll be able to use while you go on vacation, which is great. If you want a rock star team that's all working together and selling, this is for you. Okay, and this is critical. If you really want to build up your sales and have a cash reserve heading into fourth quarter, because what I find is that many people, you start then loading up on inventory in third quarter, right, to build for fourth quarter, and that can sometimes be a drain on cash flow. So I really want you to have a cash reserve. Or if you've got enough cash, but if you see another tourist or hear, I'm just looking, you might scream. This is for you. And if you're worried about cash flow because your sales are down, oh my goodness, this is for you, because you're about to discover exactly how to increase them. Okay, but before we go any further, I want to establish some house rules. I just love this image. Okay, so chances are that you've been on a webinar like this before, but what I want you to know is that this is different. Why? Because I'm telling you the truth, and because this comes from my work as an independent retailer and my work with hundreds of independent retailers right now that I work with right now. That's so different from many other experts. I work with indie retailers every day. That is the entire reason why I decided to work my tail off and deliver this to you so quick, because this is a problem right now. Most people will just talk about more money, but I'm going to give you specific things to do. I'm establishing the value of this right now, and why I know what I'm talking about. So you're not going to hear any, get rich quick ideas. Oh, do this one thing and, thousands of dollars, Of course it's not just one thing. It's a combination of all things. There's not just one thing. And this isn't, only work 4 hours a day, lay on a beach and just call it in. But I will teach you how you can put the work in productively so that you can take a real vacation and lay on a beach while your team is rocking your store. To me, it's all about being, how can I say this? It's really all about increasing your productivity. And productivity means activity that produces income. That's how I look at it. Now listen, another truth that you're not going to hear other people say, but is that most people who buy any sort of training or invest in anything like this or decide that they want more information, they're not going to make any more money whatsoever. That's just a complete fact. I find that and the reality is, that already, but nobody has the guts to say it. But I'm saying it right here because I want you to know the truth about this. And if that's the kind of person you are, I don't want you to spend your time here either, because I only want you here if you're really committed to making a difference. So I do have a quick confession to make. And that is that I have an advantage over most retailers now. Now I do, because I've been doing retail for over 3 decades, for goodness sakes. I've seen over 30 retail summers, not just in my own store, but along with thousands of other retailers, right? I've made more mistakes than any of you and seen others make more mistakes than you. And I've had more success than most of you. And so that's what I'm here to share with you. Listen, and I'm sure that there are some of you who have gotten bigger and better faster than me, and congratulations. I'm sure that some of it is because you maybe even did some of these steps intuitively already. But I'm equally certain that you're going to hear new ideas because of all my experience with all these different retailers. Now listen, this is a maxim I try to live by. If at first you don't succeed, you fail instead. So let me just share this with you. So when I opened my first store right out of college with no retail experience. Anyone else here with no retail experience? Is that you? I find that most people do because retail just seems like it shouldn't be that hard, right? Right. So I opened my first store right out of college, like I said, and honestly, it was hugely successful. It was crazy. Oh my gosh, I love to tell the story of how my sister and I did it together and how we were already planning, these incredible second homes we were gonna buy with all this money that we were making. Oh, hello, and in parentheses, we were still living in apartments, so we were really dreaming, but we were just sure we were retail geniuses. So we started thinking that, wow, well, if one is good, two must certainly be better, right? Right? Yeah, well, again, if at first you don't succeed, you fail instead. Because pretty immediately that second store was a flop. Yeah, the economy changed, and geez, boy, every time I give this talk, we'd all talk about how people have been so impacted by the economy, right? I mean, it's just terrible how that happens. So I would go into the store every single day, dedicated to doing the best I could. But the reality was that my best was not good enough. And in fact, I learned that doing the best I can is a stupid plan. Yeah, I really needed a strategy. We were headed towards bankruptcy, and I just totally felt like that. Please come shop. Anyone, hello. Well, so the first thing I realized is that I couldn't do it on my own, and that was huge for me, and probably some of you, because you went into business for yourself to do it on your own, but it wasn't working, and my bank balance made that so painfully clear. So I reached out to SCORE and the SBA, wonderful organizations, but they knew nothing about indie retail. This is a true story. I can remember taking the train into downtown Chicago to go to this class that the SBA was teaching. I figured, come on, they're the Small Business Small Business Administration. I figured it had to be valuable. I literally learned how to write a check. That was what I learned. It was crazy. So then I went and turned to my godfather for money. Now, we all know how hard it is to ask for help, don't we? It is not easy asking for help. And it was so hard sitting in front of a family member and asking him for money. And then pretty much just having him look at me and say, yeah, no, I won't help you. I won't help you. It was just horrible. It was horrible. He told me I didn't know my numbers. And I was like, you're crazy. I was sure he was wrong. I was absolutely positive that he didn't know what he was talking about. And so then I just didn't know where to turn, and I had no idea what to do. The reality is, literally, we were inches away from declaring bankruptcy. So that's my tale of ineptitude and woe. I mean, it was terrible. And so I decided that I needed to get some other additional help. So I bought a program to help with sales training. I invested in a program that would help me about marketing because I figured, well, that must be the problem, right? That must be the whole reason. I must have to know how to market more. And for sure, they helped a little bit, but not enough. My problems were not solved. That was not it. So that's when I realized that, I could quit the store and go back to work. I could do that. Should I quit? And then I decided that, you know what? I love my store. I loved what I did, and that nobody ever got rich by being a quitter. So I decided not to quit. So when you're in a hole, you stop digging. That's what you have to do. You have to stop digging. I committed to work to figure it out because I realized I could either be a loser or I could step up to the plate to do whatever I had to do to be successful. I decided to commit to learn the numbers because I figured that the thing about my Uncle Bill, when he wouldn't loan me that money, I realized at some basic level that numbers are money, right? And so he was at least right about that. So I had to figure this out. And I decided to commit to making the time to change the way I ran the stores. I decided to figure out the whole science of retail, the whole thing. That's what I had to do. I decided to stop digging and to start climbing. So I invested money that I didn't have to work with an indie retail expert who understood the numbers and cash flow. And most importantly, Look at that squirrel down there. I committed to following their teachings to the letter. No shiny objects. I just love that that dog in Up, right? In the movie Up, you guys must remember it. I know you remember it. And then when he's talking, and all of a sudden, squirrel, because isn't that how we all feel? We get this retail ADD. Oh, geez. So I committed to following through on things, and this is what happened. My sales went up. My cash flow started flowing. Woohoo! Woohoo! I could look at my bank balance without fear, without being afraid to do it. I don't know about you guys, but on every morning I would go and just check to see how much, what it was at. Oh my golly! But now I could smile about it. And I opened a third store. Right, I did, and that's where we got to doing over $2.5 million. And retail was fun again. I just loved what I did. It was so fun. I had made so many mistakes, learned so much. So then we would go out to trade shows, and I really just loved talking to people and sharing with them the mistakes I'd made and how they could not make those mistakes, right? Because I found that not everybody else that I met felt the same way. So I decided to go out and teach others what I've learned. So I sold my stores. And the thing is that you, as an indie retailer, you are the backbone of the economy and the society. You impact your communities daily. You deserve to thrive and profit and stay in business. Not only for yourself, but for your communities. And so I want to give you the tools to do that. And so that's why the rest is history. And so how about if I share with you what I've learned? Because it doesn't have to be that difficult. I mean, as a result of all this, I developed a system that is a must-have system. It is a must-have system for independent retailers. It's the real deal. It is. It is the real deal. I'm really proud. So I committed to it. I followed through. And now I share all the mistakes I made with you so that I can turn your learning curve into a straight line so that you can get to that success part much faster than I did. And the thing that I'm so proud of is that our Retail Mavens clients, they average 16.1% increase in sales with a 19.9% decrease in inventory. And they maintain that. So it's wonderful, wonderful news. I mean, they don't get there by accepting that the summer slump is inevitable. And this is how I know that what I teach works. But who cares about them? Let's talk about you. Okay, so I bet you're wondering why you're looking at this picture of my family on a boat. It's because I want to talk to you about your summer manifesto. I want you to start this whole thing by deciding why you want to increase sales. Why is it? What do you want to do this summer? For yourself or for your family? Be crazy specific about it. Like, do you want to take every Monday off so you can spend time with the family? Do you want to take every Saturday off? That became one of my goals. I decided I was no longer going to work on weekends. Do you want to generate an extra $2,000 to go on vacation? Let's face it, this is why we do what we do. So I want you to declare your summer manifesto. Claim right now, right here in the middle of June, what it is you're going to do. I want you to claim that and deliver that to yourself. All right? Okay, so now let's dig in. Secret 1, how to maximize your full price business right now. Well, so let's chat about that. So there's the first thing to do, like I said to you before. Oh, excuse me, you guys, just 1 second. Oh my goodness, you guys, I'm so sorry. I got something down the wrong throat. Just a moment. Oh, thanks. Sorry about that. So as I said to you before, productivity is the activity of generating income. So I want to teach you about how to be more productive than ever. In fact, hold on. Let me say that one more time. Productivity is the activity of generating income. Let me start this out by explaining my philosophy of thumbs. Okay, I want you to hold your fingers in front of you, just like in this picture here, okay? And wave all your thumbs and fingers, okay? Now, this is what I want you to know, that out of every 10 customers that walk into your store, 10 customers, put down your fingers, and now look at your thumbs. 2 of them, 2 out of 10, generate 80% of your business. Your thumbs are 80% of your business. Usually, they are your full price customers. And you must know what they are doing. Nothing is more important than spending time doing this. If you say your sales are important to you and you haven't done this, I won't believe you. Okay, but wait a minute. I feel like you're not believing me. And so, well, and honestly, I didn't believe it either the first time I heard this. But I can tell you that in all the years of my own business, as well as working with all the clients I've worked with, when we have looked at like how many people are on your email list, on your how many customers you have in your POS, and look at how much business you do altogether, determine what 80% of that is, and then start at the top and just start adding up how much business each one of these customers has done. It's always right around 80%. Again, your thumbs, 2 out of 10, 20% of your customers generate 80% of your business. It's a fact. It's a fact. So you've got to pay attention to your thumbs. You've got to love on your thumbs, is what I like to tell. Was what I like to say. So I talk about how the reality is you need air to breathe, right? Well, you need these top customers and need to know what they are buying from you and what they are doing, just like you need air. Seriously, I'm not kidding here. Checking in inventory doesn't matter because you could sell to them while it is still in the box. Your bathroom could be dirty and you could still provide fabulous service to them and love on them, and they would buy from you. A light could be out in your store, but you could still bring happiness to one of your thumbs, to a top customer. But the reality is that I know that the most of you will blow this off. Because why? It takes too much time. It makes you uncomfortable. You don't want to bother anybody. And when I talk to you about what to do right now, you're going to say, I would rather check inventory in. It's easier. Okay. Or you're going to say, I would rather clean the bathroom because it really needs to be done. However, in parentheses, let me tell you that you should never be cleaning the bathroom. Really, never, ever. Work with me, baby, and I'll set you free from that because that is not your job. You're going to say that I would prefer changing a light bulb to what I'm going to tell you to do. And this is the thing. Even as I share this with you, the strategy, even if you listen to it and you say, okay, no, I'm not going to do that stuff. I'm not going to check an inventory. I'm not going to clean the bathroom or change a light bulb. No, I'm sure she's right. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. What I know is that the majority of you will leave this webinar and not do anything about that and not do it. And you owe it to yourself to do it. This is a surefire way of increasing your business right now. Right now. What do? I'll tell you. That's right. You call them. You pick up the phone and call them. I can hear you saying, oh, no, listen, I don't want to bother them. I don't have time to do that. It's going to take forever, right? It's going to take forever. Well, the reality is that you just told me that you're slow, right? So you have time to fill and you want more sales, right? So call them. I mean, you can email them with a personal note or send a photo or something, but you should do that. And if you're missing your email addresses, then you can call them and tell them you want to send them a photo of something, and all you need is their email. It's true. So what you need to do is to run your top 100 list. Look at your top 100 customers. Like I told you, those are your thumbs. And you need them like you need air to breathe. It's true. And then pick this up and call them. What most people say is that, oh, no, this is what's going to happen. Because this is exactly what you think is going to happen. You think they're going to say, why are you calling me? This is what's really going to happen. they will say, wow, they will say thank you. But this only happens when you make sure of one thing before you call. And listen, clients always fight me about this at first, but then they send me thank you emails. This is how you get this reaction instead of this reaction. It's because you are specific. Listen, your full price customers, those thumbs, they want to feel like special VIPs. They want you to know them really well. They do. So I want you to be specific. I want you to think of specific customers, look at what they've bought before, pick a specific item, and then tell them that you've specifically selected it for them because you know that you'll like them. I mean, think about it. It's like if you called and said, hey, Ashley, this is Kathy from the Beth Shop. Listen, I don't want to bother you at all, and I just had one quick thing to tell you. Is that okay? Big, huge note right here. You asked for permission to continue. And again, 9 times out of 10, they're going to say it's fine. Actually, 9 times out of 10, you're just going to get an answering machine, to be honest. Or you'll just go to voicemail. But if you actually talk to someone, you ask for that permission, it makes all the difference in the world. So then you say, well, I was noticing that when you were in last, you bought XYZ. And gosh, you know what? We just got in an ABC item or whatever that would be fabulous with it. It really would be such a great compliment to the XYZ you already have. That they love that. That's what makes them feel so happy. That's what makes them feel so special. And listen, my dear indie retailer, this is where the serious retailers are separated out from the hobbyist retailers. This is where it becomes clear who is willing to do whatever it takes to achieve their goals versus those who are only going to do what's convenient. This is the point that divides those who just want to complain and those who want to put money in the bank. So do it. This is the single most important thing. They love you when you love on them, and this is how you do it. You're not just calling them up and just saying, hey, we've got some great stuff in, come on in. No. You're picking out a specific customer with a specific item that's been specifically selected for them because you know they'll like it. That's right. All right, secret number 2. Build your tribe of loyal customers? No, absolutely not. That's not what we want to do. You want to build your tribe of raving fans because we want raving fans that are going to do our marketing for us and tell all. So how do you do that? How do you build your tribe of raving fans? You have to know very clearly who you are and what do you sell really. That's critical. You've got to be so clear about exactly what you stand for. I love to share the story of Betsy, who has a toy store in New Orleans, and we talk about all the time about how she doesn't sell toys; she sells to parents and teaches parents. Well, so what she sells is teaching parents how to encourage their kids to play, because having kids play is how they learn. It's not just about going to classes all the time, but parents don't always know how to play anymore. So that's what she sells. Now, don't you want to get to know her, all those of you who have kids? Because don't you all want to know how to play better with your kids or with your grandkids or kids you love, right? Or how about Kim at The Fabulous Female, who she's not selling clothes. She is helping women to feel beautiful and confident. You walk in her store, that is what she's doing. And listen, don't think that this is obvious if you have not done it for yourself, because it makes all the difference in the world. Or Bree and Meme, it's a mom and daughter team in Kalamazoo, Michigan. They have a store called Initial Attraction. And they are there, it's a gift store. So right, yawn, right? Gift stores are a dime a dozen. Well, what they are there for is to keep us all from giving mediocre gifts. They are there to elevate the experience of loving people. That's really what it is. They really work to make it special. So that's why you have to clearly know who you are and what you sell really. And then the next step is you have to know it and share it and live it. You got to communicate that with your team. You have to do role playing again and again. And that is how your store will stand out. Then, when a looky-loo walks into your store, you can say right away, hey, this, in fact, you don't even, of course, I know none of you say, how may I help you, right? That, of course, doesn't happen. So what I want you to do is I want you to say, hey, have you been into here before? Have you been to our store before? That might be a more more grammatically correct way of saying it. So let me tell you, and let me tell you the reason why Meme and Bree started the store. They started the store because most people just give gift certificates anymore, and that's not. Sometimes that's good, but gosh, there's so many better ways of showing how you love somebody or showing. I mean, whatever it is, and the thing about doing this exercise with all your team, is that every team member will say it a little differently, because they have to be comfortable. But the point is that you want to introduce people to your store. And right, for sure, some people will blow you off. But the reality is that some people won't. I mean, if you just get one extra sale a day by doing this, and if your average sale is $44, here, where's my calculator? And if you're open 7 days a week, so for the summer, so $44 times 7, and so for the next 3 months, that's over $4,000. Would you sneeze at that? Of course not. So don't give up. Communicate what you stand for. Know it, share it, and live it. I mean, would you ever think of that toy store in the same way again after hearing that story? Of course not. Another really great thing is to come up with some favorite item that you sell. Something local is great. And you can say that, listen, no one leaves your town or leaves Kalamazoo without this one particular item or whatever it is. That's a really great way of establishing that you are different than anybody else. Because you are. You know it and I know it. And you just have to make sure that everybody else knows it too. And that's what this is helping you do. That's what this is helping you do. So this is how you're going to turn those looky-loos into real, honest-to-good customers. Because then they will really know the store. And also, another huge thing is not to assume that all of your people know how to do it. Boy, I'll never forget working with Janet, who has this beautiful yarn store. And now, okay, so it's a yarn store, right? So she's about knitting and everything. Okay, well, that's fine, whatever. No, you guys, what's so cool is, so when we're talking about what it is she really sells, what it is that she really does, she says, well, I really believe that every dollar you spend makes a difference in the world. I mean, I was like, what? Well, yeah, she said, right. I mean, every dollar you spend makes a difference in the world. So I really work to find, fair trade items. I really work to know the people who dye my yarn and who create it. I mean, I was listening to her like, what? Are you kidding? She says, yeah, because I really want to help them sustain their business. That's really the reason why. I mean, that's incredible. And I said, well, so do you tell people about that? And she says, I've been here for a long time. She says, everybody knows that I do that. I was like, no, they don't. And she argued with me about it. She did. And Janet, I know you know that you did. I mean, Janet was right here. I should bring her on because she would totally agree. So she started talking about it in her emails, and she actually then painted it behind her, behind her cash wrap, behind. So like when you're checking out, you now see behind her on the wall behind her. So like as you're checking out, you see that every dollar that you spend can change the world. And right, she says, Kathy, you were right. People didn't know it like I thought they did, and it's so true. So get back in touch with that and know it and share it and live it. Okay, so now part 3 for Secret 2, I want to share with you. So for that looky-loo, who is indeed just kind of walking around, and you know that you can tell that they're pretty much done and they're starting to walk out. So let me share with you one simple tip to ensure that today's customers come back. And this is that question that I said that no one would think is appropriate. But listen, you're going to be having your sale pretty soon. So ask them if they want to know when your sale happens. Or if they're looking at one item and they keep going back to it, but you can tell that they're going to leave, just be upfront with them. I would come up to somebody, so like, let's use this example of this picture, and I would say, I know, isn't this thing great? I just love it too. And so then the person would normally sigh and just say, yeah, I really love it. Hey, so I for sure don't know what's going on sale. Like only the owner knows. I mean, because she's the one who pulls everything. But do you want me to give you a call when our sale starts, and I can let you know when this goes down in price if that matters. People look at you as if you're a rock star because nobody does that. Nobody does that, and people would think it's inappropriate. I don't want to call people and tell. I don't want to tell somebody when it goes on sale. Why not? Why not? Stuff is going on sale soon anyway. And again, you're only doing this at the very end of it. It's not like you're walking in and someone picks something up and you're like, hey, yeah, so want me to call you when this goes on sale? You guys know what I mean. I know you do. So that's the thing about it. So that's the other secret, part 3, is just to be upfront and ask people if they want to be called or emailed when the sale starts. Because another great tip, this is something I share in our killer clearance sales secrets, killer clearance sales secrets product, where we list out all the secrets to having an incredible killer clearance sale. One of the secrets I share in that is having a clipboard or developing a separate list for sale customers. It's awesome. So that you can call them or email them. Even if you send out a general email to everybody saying that stuff goes on sale, this is a great. And I ask people to put down their phone numbers on this because you want to be able to call them and tell them that the sale goes on. So ask the person and put it on your sale list. All right, ready? Secret number 3. Let me tell you right now that your biggest problem is right between your ears. It's in your head. That's exactly where it is. Actually, hold on one moment. Let's completely review this for a second. So the first thing we talked about was your summer manifesto, where you're going to declare what it is you want for the summer, right? The second thing, secret 1 that we talked about was loving on your thumbs and maximizing your full price business by calling your top 100 customers and with something specific and how they will love you. They will love you for it. And then secret number 2 is knowing who you are and what you really sell and sharing it with everybody and loving on them. Okay, secret number 3, your biggest problem. And then starting your sale list for customers. Okay, secret number 3, your biggest problem is in your head. It's between your ears. It's in your head. And I hate to tell you this, but you've infected your entire team with it. It's true. Why does this matter? Because you have to change this, because your mindset about how you approach your team with this and how you approach your day of work in the store matters so deep, because thoughts create actions. That's the truth. What I know is that you truly believe and accept this as fact, that people are so busy now. They're on boats, they're on vacation. I mean, no one shops now. Everyone's left town. There's only there's only tumbleweeds walking around this town. Now, be honest. Have you heard yourself saying any of those things? Of course you have. I mean, I have. I mean, my clients have. Do you really think people stop buying in the summer? Really? Of course not. So don't give up. Ask yourself what else is possible. Ask yourself what else is possible. So secret 3, cleaning out between your ears. This is your 3-part formula. Number 1, pick a goal. Set a goal and get to work on it. You see, you have to know where you want to go. So what is your goal? For many retailers, the last specific measurable goal they had was to open their store, right? Listen, I'm a really goal-oriented person, and I totally suffered from that. So the thing is that the reason why this is so important is that if you don't declare your destination, you can be sure you won't hit it. So first, pick a goal. What's the sales goal that you want to hit by the end of August? Pick it. And then write it and post it. Post it somewhere where you can see it every single day. Write it and post it. And the third part to this formula First, you're going to pick a goal, you're going to write it and post it. Then you're going to declare it and share it with your team. This is critical, you guys. You have to give them weekly updates on how they're doing. It sounds obvious and easy, right? But are you doing it? If you're not, then there's no results. So how much business do you want to do between now and whenever? And break it down and tell people how you're achieving it, how you're getting there. Okay? Absolutely critical. Secret 4. You see, I realized as I was putting this together that there's one more piece to the puzzle. This is really the crucial piece that ensures that step 1, 2, and 3 really translate to more business, better sales, and an absolutely great summer. And as I was putting this together, I tried to put it inside each secret, but then I realized it was a secret all to its own. All to its own. So the thing is, though, is that first, I want to share some facts with you. Because, so I'll get back to secret number 4 in a second. But the reality is that, you're at this computer watching this webinar. Hey, how are you? Hello there. And so you've heard my story and how this works for my clients. And these steps increase the cash in your pocket and put you in more control of your store. And so I put together something that gets you even more than what I've just shared for you, because it is I tell you guys, it's just on my heart to give you all the tools you need to be as successful as possible. You see, I know that you help people, and I know you deliver good quality and good value to your customers every day of every season, and that you want to love retail and your store. You want to, and you deserve to. You really do. You've decided you don't want to quit. So you're probably wondering how you can implement other tactics, like these tactics and strategies that I've shared with you, how you can implement them quickly and easily without wasting time on stuff that hasn't been proven to work, right? That's not the kind of stuff that I share with you. And so that's why I've built this brand new training experience. Rebuilt it from the ground up. It's really the fastest way to get started is this simple class. I'd like to introduce you to the Profit Breakthrough System. It's the must-have retail system for more profit and ultimate freedom and better sleep. Listen, in our time together today, I could only scratch the surface of what needs to happen. But I really did from my heart want to share that stuff with you. And I've created this 7-module training experience for you called the Retail Profit Breakthrough System, where I literally break down the system and walk you through how to install this in your system step by step. I cover everything, including how to make each step automatic. It's specifically designed to help you finally get rid of the overwhelm and know exactly what to do. Because isn't that what happens to you? Listen, it still sometimes happens to me when I get to work, is that there's just so much to get done. And so what do I do first? So this will get rid of that. It is designed so that you can get enough profit that you can pay yourself what you really deserve. Really. So that you can grow your business instead of always treading water, because there's so much to do, right? I feel so often like the name of my store was Duck Duck Goose, and I used to feel like I was one of those ducks where on top everything looked fine and normal, and I was just saying hello to everybody and everything, but underneath I was paddling like crazy. I decided I no longer wanted to tread water. I wanted to really grow my business. So if you want to build a following of raving fans who are excited to buy from you and tell their friends, how awesome is that? If you want to love your numbers because you use them to get more profits, if you want to create a marketing calendar that works, and automate it, if you want to sell your inventory like crazy because you know exactly what your shoppers want to buy, goodbye excessive markdowns, then this is specifically for you. And here's how we'll do it. So in Module 1, we're going to craft a vision of your dream retail business so you can know what your destination is. And so you can discover the secret. So you can really enjoy your work life. And this really creates a foundation for all the work we'll do together. Then we're going to get real about your numbers. So you can know which numbers to pay attention to and which ones you can ignore. And how to master your cash flow once and for all. How to use your numbers for more profit so you can so you can reduce your overhead and eliminate the 11 profit killers and just blow away your industry benchmarks. Module 3, we're going to amp up your personal productivity so you can stop being a firefighter once and for all, so you can stay profit focused. And honestly, if you only learn this, the profit breakthrough system will pay for itself 10 times over, and it will impact every aspect of your life. Remember what I said about how productivity means activity that generates income? That's what you're going to learn. Because it's not about doing more. It's by doing more that makes money. That's the point here. Module 4 is about building your raving tribes, about why you want to skip those loyal customers, because I don't want those. How I want you to have raving fans, and how to find them, and how you can laugh in the face of the internet, and how you can gather and manage your tribe using tools that your competitors haven't even heard of. This is all completely new and updated. Then we're going to talk in Module 5 about how to play to win the marketing game. Because marketing, so often people think that marketing is just advertising. And we're going to talk about the most important part of your marketing plan in this new retail playing field. And there's 6 main avenues of marketing success, and how can you leverage them without hiring an ad exec or spending all your time online, which I know is how you feel. So you finally feel like you've mastered this. You're going to win this game finally, because it is a game. It should be fun. And how to get people to leave their computers, walk away from your computers, and come and shop in your store. Module 6, we're going to talk about how to get everyone pulling in the right direction, how you can build a rock star team. We're going to talk about how to turn the team you have now into rock stars, and then also put together a solid hiring system to attract rock stars and to fire some who turn out not to be rock stars. That's what we're going to do. And then in Module 7, we're going to go over inventory intelligence, how to buy it better and sell it faster so that you can buy with numbers instead of with your gut. And a specific move it out strategy, specifically how long to hold on to things and what to do to get the inventory out. You're going to also receive one-on-one coaching. So it's not just, you'll get all this information, but you're also going to get one-on-one coaching. So you'll have someone alongside of you answering some of these questions for you. In addition, we're going to have live weekly Q&A and community calls so that you can get on the phone with me and my coaches, and we can help you through it. So we can answer any questions you have. And then we also have a private Facebook group that people have asked to never leave because they like to be part of it. You see, what we've done is taken what used to be called our Retail Profit Academy, and we've completely updated it to be this profit breakthrough system. And people have asked, previous people who took the Profit Academy, and frankly, who almost, we always had people who would renew for the next session. They asked to not leave because they said that the Facebook group was so helpful. So here is what I want you to do next. You see, if you implement everything that I just shared with you, our 3 secrets, you're going to see amazing results in your store. And that is just a taste of what you get. You see, it's a great example. Actually, it's a great example of how we deal with specific things that you can do, as well as educating you on different ways of thinking about retail. Like, I know you'd never thought about your thumbs like that before, right? You've never thought about loving on your thumbs. And you probably knew to call your customers, but you didn't know the importance of why you had to do it. And you know about how mindset is important and how what you think matters. But I took you through that secret 3 because I wanted to show you that you have to be able to change that first, right? You have to change that also. Not first, let me say also, in conjunction with everything else. So that's exactly the kind of information that's in our profit breakthrough system. Exactly specific things like that. And that's the reason why you should invest in it right now. So, and speaking of investment, so what is it? Well, first of all, there's nothing like this program anywhere else in the world. You get the exact system that you can implement step by step for more profit in your store now. You get the most up-to-date science of consumer behavior as well as and independent retailing, and also this program is also on this brand new platform that also includes the most up-to-date science of learning. Also, that's the other part about it that's so exciting. So you'll no matter what your learning style is, we're going to hit it. We're going to get it so that you can really understand this information the best way ever. So we want to make sure that it's easy for you to take all this information in. And if you purchased all these items that we talked about just separately, you'd pay way more than $5,000. It's true. I know that. And there are systems out there that are more than $5,000. Mm-hmm. And one of the things we're so proud of is the fact of how we cover all the different learning systems and how we also have, you can also talk to it. You also get one-on-one coaching during it. Okay? So I want you to know that we've worked so hard to make sure that this is such a fabulous investment, it's such a fabulous system, and that the value was there. And so it was critical that we make this system affordable for you. It really was. And so you can make one payment of $19.99 or 6 payments of $357 if that's easier for you. Whichever works out better. Oh, but speaking of better, it gets better. Because we have an early bird price that's available through June 22nd. It's an insanely good price. You can make 6 payments of $227 or save an additional $65 by making one payment of $12.97. That's right, $12.97, not $19.97, but $12.97. So here's what you need to do next. You go to www.profitbreakthroughsystem.com, choose your payment plan. You will get your login information, and our live Jumpstart call will be on June 22nd. Then every week after that, you get a new lesson and a live call. So if you want to no longer use Band-Aids and get control of your store totally and finally, and if you want to know that you are doing all you can to be as successful as you can and get help to do it so you're not doing it alone, go there right now. This is an incredible value. And it's fantastic information and content that's delivered in a way that you can consume it and take action on it. Hey, but it still gets better. I officially have the best guarantee ever. That's true. You are protected by my I Love the Profit Breakthrough System guarantee. Yep. If by the 3rd module you decide it's not for you, let me know and I'll give you a full refund. No questions asked. Your word is good for me. It's gold. And if that's not enough, so that I've taken away that for you, that risk, let me tell you why else you should do this now. If you're one of the first 27 who register, we've put together more bonuses that are worth $2,491. Heck, that's more than you're paying for the program, but it is how much I believe in you. And these are additional things that we realized that people really needed, that people could really use to get even more success. So we like to call it your certain success bonus package. So the first thing it includes is this assessment so that you can identify what your specific strengths and weaknesses are and what your goals are. So you can help, so we can then figure out, prioritize exactly what you should concentrate on first in your profit breakthrough. We preload this directly into the introduction module so that you can access it right away and get on the right foot right away. You also get an additional one-on-one private Jumpstart call with the Maven's coach. So that's where you're going to ensure that you're on track right away. They'll look at that assessment, they'll talk to you, and you know that one-on-one help is invaluable because you know your unique store and your unique situation, and your individual calls will tackle your store-specific issues. In addition, we've put together the Profit Power Pack, which is frankly my 3 favorite tools. The first tool helps you get rid of your retail ADD. Remember how we talked about that? So it allows you to get rid of your firefighting gear. You can put out the fires, put down the matches, and you can guarantee that your day is more productive. Not just more for you to do, but more profitable things for you to do. The second thing is how to get more profit from almost every item you sell. It is the first thing we do with all of our private clients, and people miss it all the time. The third thing, excuse me, is how to know without a doubt that you have in stock what your shoppers want to buy when they want it. It's one of the biggest mistakes people make, and I find that I have to honestly keep reminding my own private clients about it because they forget about it. So these are really my 3 favorite tools, and that's why we call it the Profit Power Pack. Plus from our crazy, phenomenal, fantastic Keeley, you also get 14 days to your profitable Facebook plan. It is designed just for you to help you quickly and easily identify what your people respond to, how to engage them, and how to get them shopping in your store. We're giving you a plug and play Facebook marketing calendar to keep your momentum going. And so you can easily delegate it to somebody, which is my favorite thing about it. There's also one more fantastic, fabulous bonus, which is free admission to the Retail Profit Revolution, which is happening in beautiful San Diego, California, September 15th to the 17th. Oh my gosh, we're calling it a revolution because if you're doing retail the way you used to, you are behind, girlfriend. There's a whole new way of doing it. And so you can join us for this 3 days, kind of like a boot camp, really. You're going to leave with everything you need to know to create a profit revolution in your store. And plus, you're going to have a fire under your feet from masterminding with all these other amazing retailers that are just like you. And you get to bring a friend. So you both go as our guests. It's so exciting. So this is worth almost $1,000, 2 times $497. So those are all the bonuses. I'm so thrilled for you. So this is what you get. You get 7 modules with our entire system for your profit breakthrough, including weekly community calls and 1 group jumpstart call. That's the group jumpstart call. You also get 2 private coaching calls, one-on-one, to make sure you're on the right track, right? You also get our famous Profit Club, our famous Facebook group where you can strategize with other retailers who think like you, who are motivated, and who are in this because they want to be profitable. Because you know that not every retailer is. I mean, I always was. I was a single mom a lot, and my store had to support me, but not everybody's like that, right? And so you get to be with other people who think just like you. That's what you get. Plus, for the first 27 action takers, you get an additional call. You get your profit breakthrough assessment. You get the Profit Power Pack that I talked about, as well as 14 days to your profitable Facebook plan, and free admission for you and a companion, your favorite friend, to our Retail Profit Revolution. Oh yeah. Doesn't that place look awesome? It's going to be fabulous. Now this early bird discount is only available through June 22nd, not July 22nd, so ignore that. It's through June 22nd. And so it's $12.97. That's all this is. And you get all those bonuses that are worth almost $2,500. You get it for $12.97. This is just, I just cannot wait to see you on campus, like I like to say. All right, now I want to give you Secret 4. The secret's so critical that nothing I've told you today will work without it. That's really true. Because otherwise you're just going to be doing it all on your own. That's the reality. So Secret 4 is about how to build a real team. Because a rock star team pulls together in the same direction. I don't want your team to just be like a tug of war zone where you're on one side and you feel like your team is pulling against you, right? You want to feel like everyone's pulling in the same direction. And so how do you do that? How do you build a real team? You play games. You play games. Not necessarily piñata, although that would be really fun. And while I can hear you sighing and rolling your eyes saying, oh my gosh, absolutely not. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. This is just not necessary. And I can hear you wanting to click off. Don't leave. Because every team I have ever asked, or every time I've told this to a client, they've always said, oh gosh, yeah, no, we don't need that. We work hard enough on our own. We don't need any additional motivation. Listen, and I felt the same way in my own store. I did too. Once again, this is all about mistakes I've made and how I've lost money and how I want you to experience the success faster than I did, right? Because I felt the same way. I don't have to play games. For goodness sakes, I own these stores. I mean, no one benefits more from my sales increasing than me. I don't need to play games. But everybody responds when you add games to what you do. Everybody. Everybody does. Okay, except perhaps that one person who is determined to ruin your life and determined to always be right about everything, and they should be fired. Yeah, really. Because for sure that happens sometimes when we do this. For sure. But the thing is that you know that you have to have your team on board and really working together to produce sales results. You know that you have to have your team's help in reaching that sales goal that you've set. You know that you have to have your team's help in calling those 100 customers, right? And one of the most effective ways to do it is to put together a motivational plan, which includes games and other ways of focusing on sales or on activities or behaviors to reach the goal. Okay? That is fact. You know that. You know that. And I am telling you, it works. It works. And it works when you play them too. All right, so now let's go into, because there's 5 components of a successful motivational plan. Hold on one second here. I want to make sure I have all my notes here for this. Alrighty, so let's go over the 5 components. So, I love acronyms, and so each component is as a letter of the word games. So G stands for goal. The thing is, if you don't know what you're aiming for, you'll never hit it. We've already talked about that. You remember Hunger Games when Katniss stood there with her bow and arrow aiming for the goal? If she didn't know that was what she had to hit, I mean, come on, right? That is how obvious it is that you have to have a goal. That is how obvious. There's millions of ways of doing this. So when you've set your goal for what you want to do for, through through August 31st or whatever it is, you could use a thermometer that you're gradually just filling up, and you have people. Again, you're not doing it all by yourself. You're having other people help do this with you, that they're going to color it in or whatever it is. Or a Christmas tree, or like I use that obviously at Christmas time, or a Hanukkah bush if you want. Or another way of doing it is during the summer is using beach balls, like putting, every $100 you get to put another beach ball on. Because like we've done with Christmas trees, every $100 you get to put another ornament on the tree or whatever. Like that's a way of doing it. But people have to see that how they're moving towards the goal. So you can mark something off, like you can have that they're $100 increments and that they mark off or that they color them in or whatever. But you can appreciate that they have to know that they're making progress towards those goals. That's what you have to do. Or you can do it in $1,000 increments, whatever works. But they have to know. So I want you to understand clearly that you remember that slide that I had that had the clipboard. So you're gonna share your goal and declare it, but you're also going to show them how they're reaching that goal. Okay, so it's kind of two things, right? So you want to show them the progress they're making. That's what this is, as well as telling them what the overall goal is, right? Okay, now the second component for a truly successful motivational plan. G was goal. A is always talking about it, and accountability. So I want you to schedule a team meeting and write up talk to people about this. Make sure all of you and your managers know exactly what and where you are in relationship to your goals, and expect the team to too. In fact, I used to keep quarters or dollar bills in my pocket sometimes to reward an employee when they knew what the goal was. Again, you're focusing on this positive behavior. Oh my gosh, you're talking about how important mindset is. I can hear many of you thinking in your heads, oh, my people don't care. Yeah, I'll ask them what the goal is. They won't have any idea. Have you ever rewarded them for knowing it? Try that. It really helps. Tell people that you're going to start rewarding them. Tell them that you expect them to know and that you're going to have, you're going to be rewarding them to that. Keep stroking them. Different people learn in different ways. So you want to always be talking about the game and how's it going. And accountability. I used to do it because, I suffer from retail ADD like the rest of you. And so I used to have a Post-it note that I would put on my computer about whatever it was that we were doing. Because honestly, I would forget. Because I have, just like you, I would have a million things going on. So you have to make sure you're always talking about it. So I would always put it on a Post-it note on my computer so I could go and talk to people about it. All right. So G is for goal. A is for always talking about it and accountability. M is for mixing it up. You've got to mix it up. You've got to offer different prizes and different goals in different weeks. Don't let them get bored. How many of you have done games before that haven't worked? I spoke in Las Vegas at a trade show and did a talk about this, and literally every person in the audience raised their hand. Every single person, one of the talks I gave, and I guarantee you that the reason why is because of boredom. You can't run a game or focus on the same goal for 6 weeks. You really should never do more than 1 week. You should always be mixing it up. You have that big long-term goal that you're focusing on, but then you have these intermediate goals along the way that you're going to reward people for, these behaviors. Call 10 customers, you get this. Sell 5 items, you get this. So you're mixing up different goals and different prizes. Different goals. So let's just talk about this a little bit more, actually. So by focusing on different goals, you want to focus on different selling behaviors. So maybe you want to focus on the number of times they tell the story. They tell your story of the store to people. And so every time they do it, they get $1 or something. Or every time they do it, they get either, maybe it's an actual $1 or maybe it's $1 for your store, a cash card for your store. Maybe it's that you want them to change their opening lines. And so first you're going to train them and you're going to role play with them how to do it. Okay? But you're going to mix it up. I have one client that's doing it right now for thank you notes because she wants her people to start rewarding the behavior of doing thank you notes. So that's why I mean that some weeks the goal should be a total number of sales. Another time reward them for selling a certain number of items in a sale, or another time select an item or a class that's not moving. Like 4 for 4 is always good for every 4 items sold. Like if you're going to reward items per sale, they get $4 in store credit. And what I recommend that you do, this is a quick bonus tip, is start with selling behaviors that will have the biggest impact initially. So I recommend that you start with focusing on increasing items per sale. And if you aren't sure what it is, actually focus on, if you're not sure what your items per sale are, then do the 4 for 4. That for every 4 items sold, they get $4 in store credit. That's the easiest thing to start on. And then if you find that they're hitting that pretty easily, because you want them to get success right away, that's what's really important. Okay. Now for prizes, different prizes are easy to come up with, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. So we'll talk about that later. But I really want to make sure that you're mixing it up. Okay. That's what's really important here. Okay. Whoops, different goals, different prizes. Oh, I forgot I already had said that. And so you want to start with selling behaviors and what's going to make the biggest impact first. Okay. So G is for goal, A is for accountability and always talking about it. M is for mixing it up. E is for engaging everyone. This is imperative because your team probably isn't used to being held accountable, or if they are, not in this way, right? And there's for sure going to be some naysayers in your group. Hear me clearly. Don't let them ruin your party. It is your store, your party, and you get to run it the way you want to. I'm going to repeat that. It is your store, your party, and you get to run it the way you want to. So take them outside and tell them that, that this just isn't, that you just won't tolerate this. And I know that that's going to be hard for some of you, right? But boy, I just had this happen with a client the other day who said that she was having a hard time with this one person. She just didn't want to engage in anything. She didn't, and they were like, but she was a good employee in other ways. She was a good salesperson. She was good with customers, but she just was like pulling all the life out of them. And so I said, listen, take her out for a cup of coffee. Explain to her how her actions are impacting her. You guys, I've been doing this a long time, and I so wish I'd learned this earlier. A lot of the time, they don't even see it that way. So give them the benefit of the doubt. It's actually something we go into great depth on in the Profit Breakthrough System. Alrighty. So games, goal, accountability, and always talking about it. M is mixing it up. E is engage everyone. S is short and sweet. Okay, S, so short. You want to run these things for 1 week only, sometimes even just 3 days, sometimes even just for 1 day. You always want to mix it up. If you do it for any longer than that, everyone loses interest. Okay, sweet. You want to offer sweet prizes and place them in a prominent place in the back room. So, and for sure, every women's store that I have will say, oh yeah, my people don't want candy. Oh yeah, I'll tell you that is just not true. You cannot believe what a team will do for a snack-sized bag of M&Ms. And frankly, it's not a lot of calories. But if you take a big bowl and you put those little snack-sized bags, like the Halloween-sized bags, this is how I learned it, because the first time I did it was around Halloween. We weren't selling our Halloween costumes fast enough. And so I I put out these little bags of M&Ms, and I said, put a sign on it and said, with every sale of a Halloween costume, you get a bag of M&Ms. Well, do you know how hard it is to constantly walk by a bag of M&Ms? It absolutely increased business. And frankly, I held myself to the same goal. I mean, and so I couldn't take one until I'd sold one either. And I found that I was selling more. Gosh, that's what I meant about how people say that these don't work. I guarantee you they work. Watch and pay attention to yourself when you do it. Because for all these games, you have to play. You should absolutely play them too. Absolutely, positively play them too. And wait and see how it impacts your own behavior. So let's talk about some other prizes. So candy and food, like I said, are always good. You can do $5 food gift cards or cards to local to a local coffee shop or something nearby. You can just have a bowl of quarters sometimes. Gift certificates to the store, people love those. In fact, something I do with a lot of my women's clothing stores is, let's say that sweaters are down and you haven't sold enough sweaters, so some kind of bigger ticket item like that, then just tell them that they have to sell, for every 5 they sell, they get to choose one up to $100 value of their own. So now think about it. If the average price of a sweater, let's just say, is $100, so for every 5 they sell, so they've done $500 in sales, you're going to give them $100 of store credit to use in the store. I mean, it's less, you're doing it when something isn't moving quite as right. And I always say that I would rather pay my team something than just give a markdown, because it motivates them more, right? That is huge to people. They just love that. So gift certificates to the store are huge. But there's also some really wonderful things that people don't normally think of. An hour early / or late pass is always valued. So what I mean is that you literally, print out a little, like, it looks like a gift certificate, but says you can come in, you can leave an hour early, but get paid. Or come in an hour late, but get paid. You can't believe, you think about how much you're paying somebody, and that is, you could offer them the same amount of money, and it does not mean as much as being allowed to come in an hour late and get paid. Being able to sleep in. It's so fun. It's so fun. Or how about offering a VIP parking pass, if that's applicable for you? I really encourage you to shop local. Talk to your local coffee shop or nail salon. Tell them what you're doing and ask how many you'd have to buy in order to get a small discount. Could you buy, look at how much a manicure is. Could you buy like 4 gift certificates for a manicure, and would they give you one of them free or something? And so then that could be what you do. I tell you, it really works every single time. So again, G is for the goal. A is for the accountability and always talking about it. M is for mixing it up. E is for engaging everyone. S is for short and sweet. Short and sweet. All right, I want you to be creative, because it is incredible what you can do with just a small investment. How it can create big results. One of my other favorite ones I should share with you is what we call the cash store. Sue from Paisley on Main started this first. I told her to just tape $1 bills in her back room, and the only blank space she had in her back room was her back door. So she taped about 15 $1 bills, because it's got to look significant, and and it's best if they're fresh, but if it's not, don't let that stop you. And then for every and I forget exactly what she did it for, but sometimes you can just do that for every 5 item sale. So for every 5 item sale, you have them reprint out the sales receipt, and then they can take that dollar from the back wall and they can tape up their receipt. And so then you can see what they've done. So the cash store is always a really good one too. Alrighty, so your assignment about this is, what is your store sales goal by August 31st? Where will you post it? How will you communicate it? And what will you do each week? What will you do each week? And what will the prizes be? If you need some help, don't hesitate to reach out to me on Facebook. I'm happy to help you with that. I'm happy to help you with some ideas. And honestly, when you join the Profit Breakthrough System, everybody there is so used to doing it. And so if you need some ideas, we put you right into the Facebook group right away. And so they can help you with that too. And you guys, I just can't tell you enough how great this system is. You get those 7 modules of our entire system for your profit breakthrough. and you get the weekly community calls and a group jumpstart call. You get 2 private coaching calls, one-on-one coaching calls, where you get to talk to somebody and tell them about your store and what you're really struggling with. And it's just so powerful. And you get this group, which is just so it's just wonderful. I know you're in a lot of other groups, but this is not like anything else. It's what people tell us all the time, is that this is not like any other place. Plus, oh, you know what? Actually, let me just do this one other thing. Let me actually show you what it looks like. Oh, I'm so glad I thought of doing this. Oh, no, I already have it up. So it's right here. So this is actually what it looks like when you get logged in. So it's we have some testimonials of people who have been through it. And I'm thrilled that you're here, and I can't wait to share with you the most effective systems to create your profitable, successful store. Please click on the course title below to begin. And so when you click on it and you get in, you can see here are all the modules. This is the orientation module. And what we do here is that your steps include a couple of different things. We have this set up, like for one of the bonuses we talked about is that assessment. And so there's always, this whole platform is dedicated to making sure that you're going to actually consume this information. And we're here to help hold you accountable with it if you're having trouble or struggling. So there'll always be a little video. There's always going to be a little audio. There'll be something for you to fill out. There's going to be forms for you. So we cover all the different learning styles. And then you have a progression checklist so that you can check everything off when you do it. And then you get to, and then when you've checked everything off and you've done it, then you know you're right on track. And then we always have here the list of community calls, so you always know when everything is and when everything is going on. Gosh, you guys, I tell you, it's that's why I'm just so excited about this for you. And then when I think about the additional bonuses that we have, I mean that. So you get all those that we already talked about, plus for the first 27 action takers, you get an additional call, you get that assessment that I just showed you, you get that Profit Power Pack, which will end your retail ADD. No more squirrel, no more putting out fires. Oh gosh, no, I mean, I'd never guarantee you that you'd never put out fires again, but I'm going to tell you that it'll reduce them. And it's also going to make sure that you have what your one simple little tool, you cannot believe how easy it is, but one simple little tool of making sure that you have exactly what your customers want. It's so great. And plus your 14 days to a profitable Facebook plan that you can then easily delegate once you've been through it yourself. Plus, and free admission for you and a friend, either your manager to help hold you accountable or another retail friend to go to our Retail Profit Revolution, which is just going to be awesome. Yep. So here's why you should do it right now. Frankly, if I say so myself, those bonuses, they're worth almost $2,500. They're absolutely amazing. It's in this, we've never done this before. It's a whole brand new system that is, I mean, it's been well tested. This system was done by a woman, and she's been doing it now for over 15 years. So we know it works, and that's exactly it, because we know it works. Our previous Profit Academy, which was a wonderful program, the Retail Profit Academy was great, and the content was great, and we heard it all the time. But I really wanted to make sure that we gave you as many tools as you could have to make sure that you were really going through all this and that you had help holding you accountable, and that's what we're here. And so that's why we've added these private coaching calls with it. So we've never done all this before. And plus, if you wait until June 22nd, the price will go up. I don't want that for you. So if the, so if the discount and the bonuses aren't enough to push you over the edge, you got to know I plan to raise the price on Monday. The price will go up. That's when our early bird pricing will end. So, you've watched this entire presentation and you want more profit from your store, a lot more. You want things to change. You said you did. And you can see how this is an excellent value. So take advantage of this incredible discount. You want this and you're still here. I want you to be able to take advantage. If you want to be able to take advantage of this incredible discount and the amazing bonuses and the can't lose guarantee, now, do it right now. Go to www.profitbreakthroughsystem.com. The must-have retail system for more profit and ultimate freedom and better sleep, as we like to say. And I wish you happy retailing. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for being here. If you have any more questions about it, don't hesitate to shoot us an email at clientcare@retailmavens.com. Clientcare@retailmavens.com. Or go to Facebook and you can find me under Retail Mavens, and don't hesitate to post any questions there. I'd be happy to answer them for you. It is an honor to be here and help you get and see the success that you believed that you would see when you opened your first store. I believe in you, and I know you can get it. And I'm honored to help you do it. I can't wait to see you around campus. Thanks very much. Happy retailing.